So NIO only delivered 1,200 vehicles last week. Not very good, and combined total in the first 2 weeks, 2,300 vehicles. Last week, NIO was at 8th place, Xpeng at 6th place, Li Auto at 1st place, and this is, of course, New Energy Vehicle weekly deliveries. And at 3rd place, we had Denza. It's slipping under your radar, all right? And this is something that you guys should not overlook, because Denza is BYD's luxury sub-brand, and right now they're only delivering the D9, which is like a 400k RMB MPV, and they have the EV variant and also the DMI variant, and you can see they're doing pretty well. And that price category is right smack in the middle of NIO's price category, price level, and they are about to deliver the N7 in starting in June, and that's gonna definitely be something to be careful of. All right, and their cars, it's just really, really good. All right, it's just what it is. The competition, they're really good. So something to look out for. You got to get your eyes on that guy. All right, make sure they don't do anything that surprises you. Keep an eye out for them. So a subscriber wanted me to make a video about how the ET5 is not a hot product that it was supposed to be, and it's not getting the massive amount of deliveries and sales that NIO had hoped for. And this video is more to address that and talk about what my outlook is for the deliveries for this month. Why are ET5s not being sold that well? First, you got to understand why it's sold really well. All right, really good design. I mean, that car is just so damn sexy, especially the pink version of the ET5. Girls love it, and even guys love it. They get that car and they drive up to a chick, she's gonna hop on. Simple as that. And it had really good performance. Excellent performance. 3.8 seconds, 0 to 100. Excellent service, no battery degradation. Excellent control and maneuverability. Very, very good car. And you're not going to be able to get that kind of level of performance on a car that's at that price category, all right? If this was on a gasoline car, it would be worth a million RMB plus, easily double or triple the price. So people are really in essence getting a good deal. So it is very inexpensive for what it's offering. However, it is still very unaffordable for most people. That's the most important thing that you guys got to understand. At 328k RMB starting price, it is still outside the reach of most people. And people that do have this kind of money either want a family car, an SUV, and we'll get to that. And this is why the ES6 is going to sell so well. But if you do have that budget and you want a sedan, most people are buying it more like a secondary vehicle or as a toy. So what I'm trying to get is, most people that really like the car can't actually afford it, and most people that can actually get the money to afford it tend to want an SUV. But it's offering so much for that price that those that do have the money and want a sedan, they're going to buy it. And thumbs up if you think the ET5 is more well designed and more beautiful than the Model 3. Thumbs up, because I think the ET5 looks so much better than the Model 3. Way, way better. And on the topic of the Model 3 all-wheel drive performance variant is the closest competitor to the ET5, which is also all-wheel drive. And so the prices here in China, 328k for the ET5, and then the Model 3 performance, 331.9k. So there's a very, very small difference between the two. And the ET5, when it came out, it just attracted a lot of buyers from that potential Model 3 buyers over to buy the ET5, which I think is the better buy. However, something you guys got to know, and this is, I hate to say this, but this is going to be going against what the co-founder said. The co-founder, Chin Li Hong, he said in a recent interview that I watched, and he talked about why ET5 sales have been lower, and he said it has a lot to do with marketing, and they haven't done the proper marketing for it. And he said he hopes that in Q3, the ET5 will see a rebound, a higher amount in deliveries. However, I think that might not be the case. And this isn't me hating on things, it's just what's about to happen. And what is about to happen? Of course, the Model 3 refresh. And if you guys seen the leaked pictures of the Model 3, you guys know that that thing looks pretty good. It looks much better than the original Model 3, and that will definitely attract a lot of buyers to that car, and even some potential ET5 buyers over. Although I hope for higher ET5 deliveries in Q3 and Q4 and onwards, I think it might be hammered down by the new Model 3. All right, not hating on the car. I would still always buy the ET5 over Model 3, but that's just a logical assessment of the situation. Capiche? Now, having that said, some other factors that are really affecting people's ability to buy a NIO and ability to buy a luxury EV has a lot to do with the economy. And I've said this numerous times, China's economy is going downhill. After reopening, more and more people have just started listing their homes on sale to get rid of their homes. Companies have started laying off workers. People without income can't pay their mortgages. They default. Their houses get foreclosed on. It gets auctioned off at much lower prices than market value. Everything is just rolling and rolling and rolling and getting worse and worse. And people, and I don't want to paint this doom and gloom situation, but housing prices everywhere is decreasing. And one thing you got to note and keep in note in China is that it's not like the West. In the West, if you're heavily in debt, you can declare bankruptcy and have some of that debt wiped out. Here in China, if you're in debt, you can never get rid of it. You got to keep on paying off it as long as you're alive, and you get every single cent in your bank frozen. That's how nasty it is. So a lot of these guys that bought homes back in 2017 and lost their source of income and got their homes foreclosed on, they lost their down payment. They lost all the money they paid back to the bank in the past following years. They lost their home. And then the worst part of it is they still owe the bank like 400,000 RMB, which is just crazy to think about. And they're not going to be able to get rid of that. They just got to keep on paying it off. They're legit negative. And that just all drags down people's budgets. And it's not like everybody's like this, all right? There are some people like this, but it does have an overall effect. There's still a lot of people that are super rich, beyond insane rich. Like most people that can afford a NIO are pretty damn rich. Like when I did that 5 NIO owner interview, those guys were just crazy rich, all right? One of those dudes had 23 NIOs. Just, man, a lot of times he tells NIO what to do, which is just crazy. The other thing to keep in mind is the loss of EV subsidies, which national EV subsidy, which I want to be clear of. That is also a big down factor for a lot of people. In essence, the ET5 just got more expensive. And you guys also have to think about why some people aren't buying NIOs. And I think for the biggest complaint that most people talk about is the infotainment system. The infotainment system, right, despite the car being so high quality, battery swap being so good, service being so good, the infotainment system is the worst out of all the other guys. If you've seen the infotainment on a Tesla and then you have this, even on the NT 2.0 car, it's not that much better. I think they need to refresh the whole entire system, and I think they are working on that because it is dragging them down. But looking forward, of course, this month, even though the numbers right now, first half of this month, 2,300, looks like we're going to get, if the second half of the month you got the same pace, we're looking at around 5,000 deliveries. But keep in mind, the ES6 is going to start deliveries soon, next week, in about 7-8 days on the 26th. So that gives them a couple days to start deliveries, and they already have vehicles ready at the centers, the service centers and delivery centers and stores ready for delivery. So we're going to see a boost from the ES6 deliveries. And I got a couple friends that are buying the ES6. That is definitely the go-to car, and I think the ES6 will carry NIO's delivery numbers for the next 2-3 years. So that's definitely going to give a boost to the deliveries for this month. So we're probably not going to see like 5,000, probably going to see like 6,000 or 7,000 from a boost from the ES6 deliveries, or even maybe more if they really prepare that many extra cars. The ET5 is a great car. However, the headroom, not that great. People might be looking for the ES6. or the ET5 wagon as an alternative. The product itself is great on its own, but however, the competition and the macroeconomic condition is just hurting sales. All right. So I don't expect too much from ET5 sales, but I do expect a ton from ES6 sales in the coming months. What do you guys think about NIO's current deliveries? I know it's lackluster, but better times are ahead, and we are in a tough economic period. So give NIO some wiggle room. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.